feels like it's been a while, hasn't it? When did we last do this?
With Nath, wasn't it? And
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, welcome back to the On Ramp podcast.
Hello.
Hello, Leo. It's sunny today.
It was sunnier yesterday.
Sunny yesterday. Yeah, makes
So
a nice change.
I'm on my
doesn't
summer
it?
attire.
So I'm actually wearing shorts. Off camping after this, which is exciting. And today we are with Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Alex.
Matt Pestridge.
That's it.
Said that
Matt
right?
Pestridge, you got it.
Yeah, from D&D Autos Ashford down south. Massive, super successful business. Really excited to speak to you today. And this is a story episode, and it's a family business.
That's right.
And all of the siblings are in the business.
Yep.
Is that right? So what?
How many siblings are there?
So there's my brother Richard and my sister Lorraine. Yep. So there's
3 of you.
There's
All in,
Yep.
all in there.
all in there. Yep.
So yeah, it'd be great to just crack on with the story then. And you are, just to give the listeners some context, it's an 11,000 square foot workshop now.
That's right. Yep.
How many technicians are operating out of there?
So we have 12 technicians currently and 2 apprentices.
And you've
Yep.
been known to do, what's the maximum number of MOTs that you've done?
The maximum in a day with 36.
36 MOTs in a
Yep.
single day.
That was when my dad was.
That's pretty hard to comprehend
Yes.
out of a single site.
The front of the house are a bit like.
Yeah, I can
let's
imagine.
Process this.
Pretty frazzled by the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did it begin for you then? Why did you join this wonderful trade? Where did it all begin?
Well, I think probably since I was a child, I always just loved being around the garage. Sunday mornings, my dad would probably take us there, probably sitting in an old Beetle while he's working
Is that
on it and messing around.
Was he in the industry from?
Yep, so my
from
dad since
as far
he's
back as you
15.
can remember?
Yeah.
Right,
So originally he's from Hounslow, worked for a dealer, and then moved down south, guessing because it was cheaper to move here. He worked for VAG Group.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was Volkswagen Audi. Worked there for a number of years, several different dealers.
Was he just a tech, or did he get some experience in?
No, so he was just a tech. They run a competition in the early 80s called Eric Awards. So
Okay.
he done the competitions, come second and third a few times. I think that gave him a bit of confidence to kind of say, "Yep, I'll have a go at this."
And he went on his own.
And they went on his
So-
own. From my understanding, he was just out for a run with my sister when she was little.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the building, the original building that we still own actually, and he.
I love that.
Yeah, and he saw the building and then just went for it.
So have you got 2 sites, or do you rent that original building out, or?
We rent the original one out.
Okay.
We ended up with it by accident actually, which we can go into, but we was renting it up till we built the new site, and then we tried to buy it for years. Then kind of a year later after we moved, they sold it to us.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's ideal, isn't it?
What year was that when your dad founded that business then?
1983. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have been 5 years old.
I was -3.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of still remember like my mum in there painting it and like obviously
That's cool. Memories.
and it's really, really cool. So yes, I've had a little pair of overalls. My school holidays, I would go in there, and I can imagine all the techs must have thought, why have we got this?
I think that, it's funny because my lad, he's 4, I think. I should know that. He is 4.
You should know that, yeah.
And he is like obsessed with anything mechanical.
Yep.
Any tool, like it,
Yep.
even from a couple of years old, he was flipping over his car toys and pretending to work under. I don't even know where he got it from.
No.
But I do think that you do sow those seeds. It's probably hard to realise the impact.
without realising, even just watching motorsport or liking cars, it
Yeah,
just
getting into it.
naturally.
Yep. So my 3-year-old is exactly the same. He'll flip over a lorry. If I get a screwdriver out to do something, and then I turn around, the screwdriver's gone.
He loves it.
And it's like it's disappeared, and I have to go hunting for. Yeah, absolutely loves it.
It's amazing, and I'd love him. I'd love my lad to get into the trade. I really would love it. I'd love him to, become a technician.
Yep.
I think that's I'm quite excited for it, and I can see it happening. Actually,
Learn a trade, yeah.
Yeah, and from my story, I kind of think if that's what they want to do, then
You'll support it.
then go with
It's interesting
it.
how everyone's perspective is different in this generation to the previous generation, because everyone you speak to, like previous generation, is always like not going to trade, not going to trade. Now it's kind of like everyone's realised it's actually a good place to be.
Well, I think if you like, when we think about in 10, 11, 12 years time when they are qualified, what does the trade look like then? For me, it's going to be a much different place to what it is today.
Yeah, and I hope so as well.
Hopefully much more respected salary-wise than it is today. But the technology is moving very quick, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's at a vast pace, and keeping up with it and getting the tech.
Salaries have moved at a fast pace in the last kind of like 3-4 years, haven't they?
Yeah, and so they should. It's
Yeah, hopefully it's You do think when we were back at school, the trade perception was that if you didn't know, if you weren't good enough to be an electrician, go be a mechanic.
Yeah.
Or if
mechanic was definitely at the bottom of the pile with a plumber or an electrician, and
it did feel like, and maybe even in my early 20s, I probably thought if someone asked me what I'd done for a job, I sometimes felt maybe they'd look down at me.
We said this before, when someone said what you're doing, if you just say you're either a mechanic or in the industry, it's kind of like they're straight on to the next person. What do you do?
Yeah. If I want to kill it, if someone asks me what I do and I can't be bothered to talk to them, I just say I'm a mechanic. And that's pretty much the end of the conversation.
No, but how so? Yeah,
I just say I'm in the motor trade.
But come and understand what we actually do, especially nowadays.
Hopefully the perception is shifting. We've spoke, and it felt like in the last few episodes that we've recorded, it's been a lot around college, or a lot around the colleges and the behaviour of the colleges, and the perception from. I mean, it was when we were talking to Mark Field from IAA. I don't know if you know him. He was saying that the colleges get quite a good number of people go on automotive courses, but the retention's really bad. So they just drop off the course. So it's not necessarily we're not getting enough people coming into the trade. We're not getting enough people deciding that actually I don't want I don't want to stay in the trade.
No, but then it's difficult because you leave school and if you don't know what you want to do and you just choose something out of
and you don't like it, then you're going to drop out.
Then you're going to drop out. And I've had a fair few apprentices that probably done similar. And after a year, I sit down and have a conversation. It's like, this is really what you want to do because
you're not showing the minerals.
But at the same time, you're kind of wasting your own time and you could be doing something.
And I think that's not just to do with the trade. That would be any job they're in. If the person isn't kind of motivated to go and, make something of themselves or... Yeah,
but I think that the automotive industry in that first couple of years has got the ability to be extremely unsexy.
Yeah,
the vision's not there, is it? The lack of vision from everyone joining it to kind of...
Imagine if they just join the wrong garage, though, and they just end up sweeping the floor. And you can understand it from the garage owner's perspective. It's really difficult. It's hard enough as it is. Making an apprentice's experience a super positive one is probably not high priority.
You've got to learn life a little bit first, haven't you?
Learn.
You're part of that kind of like sweeping the floor, and I always remember being told, "Don't walk around with your hands in your pockets and don't slouch your feet." But then like you need to be taught that sort of stuff, don't you? It's
that's very true.
I remember just being little and my dad putting like nappy pins on my pockets to teach me.
To stop your feet.
Oh, really? Stop your hands in your pockets.
Yeah.
But again, it's those little they're just ethics, aren't they? That you which are, and then you'll pass that on to your children.
So 15, 16, you've broke the news to your dad. I'm coming into this trade.
Yeah, well, he was very much. I don't think he wanted me to do it, and he did say to me, "Look, if you don't buck your ideas up, that school kind of thing, then you'll end up working for me." And it was like, okay, that's kind of what I want to do. So
the threat backfired.
Well, kind of. I don't know, and I think I was always all right as a kid. But my interests at school were just the metal workshop, really, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's really all I cared about. Hands-on, that's really kind of what I wanted to do. So 16, I joined a college, but I joined electrician's course, funny enough, because my dad was not too keen, I don't think. I lasted probably 4 days, and I thought, actually, this is not kind of where I want to be. So then I just signed up to an automotive course. Yeah.
There's probably some electricians podcast somewhere where they're complaining about people dropping off their college courses.
Exactly. That was me. That was me. Yeah.
So
it probably didn't help.
So did they let you just switch course then? Because it was quite quick.
Yeah. That's it. I remember sitting there and we spoke about it.
Was it an apprenticeship or was it full-time college?
No, it was full-time college. My dad didn't offer me an apprenticeship at that point. So I signed up, I think it's 3 days a week. Then I'd done 2 days a week at D&D.
That's exactly what I did.
So I'd done that. Then after a year, my dad said, "Okay, you obviously got to do this." So then we switched it over to an apprenticeship. Then I'd done an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Mainly back then it was Volkswagen Audi specialist.
Oh, do you still specialise today?
Well, this is what I'm trying to kind of turn it back
towards.
That's cool. So he was a specialist all the way back then, come out of it and try and go back into it again. Yeah.
Yes, that's going to be
That's really like. Was that specialism intentional from your dad, or was that accidental?
Yeah. So no, that was obviously my dad.
He did VAG.
Yeah, he done VAG, so he opened VAG specialist in
That's
1983.
really ahead of time, isn't it?
Yeah. So in 1983, he opened D&D as a Volkswagen Audi specialist. I've still got all the original signs with personal service written on them, and it was really cool. And he opened a parts department, so we had a parts department.
Wow.
Back then,
Okay.
we closed the parts department when we moved to the new site. To be fair,
Okay.
still got all the parts. Funny enough, still we do. We just walked away from it and just shut the door, turned the key, and so there's probably lots of Mark 1 golf parts and Mark 2 golf parts sat there.
Like a barn finds the parts.
Yeah, it is one day.
Someone's going to really need one of those parts. You know that.
Yeah. So we still have one of our units still just full of parts.
So you do your apprenticeship. You complete your apprenticeship. What, 20, 21, fully qualified?
Yeah, it was 18, 19.
How did you find? How were those early days for you working in the family business then?
Yeah,
It was all good.
It was all good. Yeah, I've never had any problems. I might have fallen out with my dad maybe once, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember. No, I've always got on fine with my dad.
And what age then did you start to kind of get more involved in the business, so to speak, rather than fixing cars?
So I kind of it kind of digressed. My dad took on car rental franchise, which was aimed probably because my brother joined the business a couple of years after me, and that was probably aimed more at my brother. And my brother worked in the parts department that we had at the time, but I don't know, for some reason it ended up on me, and I ended up running this car rental site, which was interesting. It was a good part. I think my dad even signed me up for an apprenticeship for that, and I'd done another apprenticeship.
So was that part of this? Was that in the same building, or was it a separate, like, literally business?
That was in the same reception as.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So the old site is hickledy-pickledy. It was 4 different buildings.
Okay.
The parking was up the road. We would have to get there at 5:30 in the morning to be able to park.
Oh, really?
Well, it's right next to the train station, Ashford International Station. So all the commuters would go to London, so they would leave at 6. So we had to park about 16 cars up the road before.
What, the rental cars?
Rental cars, customers' cars, whatever. Yeah.
That's not ideal.
No, far from ideal. Yeah. So that's kind of.
So how old was you when you were doing that then?
My dad was in the 5:30 till. We left that to my dad. I was too young to get out of bed. So. Although, we was doing that till we moved. To be fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, between you completing your apprenticeship, your brother comes into the business.
Yep.
I was about 24, 25 before I started taking any interest in the actual business itself. Maybe
Okay.
maybe 23.
Yep.
What age did you sort of go from just fixing cars to actually trying to understand business? Because I feel like it's quite an enlightening moment. I don't know how it was for you, because you obviously set up really young. But when you're part of a family business, that ability to learn business can come at a really slow pace, because you're not like you were trial by fire straight into running a business. It's like
you're restricted probably to what you're given.
Yeah, and you start taking a bit of notice in front of house. You start taking a bit of notice in finance, a bit of notice in.
Yep.
Like, when did that happen for you?
Probably mid. I can't remember. Probably when I was about 22, saying to my dad, actually, like, I don't want to run the business if I don't know everything.
Yeah.
Like the lot of it. Just, I don't want to be beholden to someone.
Yeah.
And I can't fix it, so I just want to rely on it. So I remember that in my early 20s. And it was probably mid-20s that I probably took a keen interest. We started looking for premises, which was quite difficult to find.
Yeah.
We put a couple of offers in on other bits of land, and then couldn't quite find the right building.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always driving around, maybe on a Sunday, just looking
for unit. I love that.
Yeah.
Have you done that before?
Well, that's how we found our current premises.
Was it?
I just drove past, and I wasn't even looking actually. Drove past, saw a to let sign. Like, oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love that. And you're ready for it, and you're looking around for that unit. It's
and I remember
exciting.
Sundays, that's kind of what we would do. Yeah.
It's like shopping for your house, isn't it? When you're on right.
Oh yeah, when we saw ours, I was like, I've got to make this work.
Yeah. It's quite addictive. So, so you mentioned then that when you was early 20s, you started. You wanted to be able to fix everything.
Yep.
My understanding is that you've been quite deep into diagnostics yourself, haven't you?
Yep. In the past, I've done a lot of diag.
So and what's that? How did you upskill yourself in that?
In the early days, it was just self-taught.
Yeah.
I just have a go, and I was just like, I'm not going to give up till
I'll fix it.
till I fix it. That was it. I would have a mindset of it's the problems in this size of area, so it can't be that difficult. Let's work this out. And my dad was kind of always on the forefront. So he would have a dealer tool in mid-90s for Volkswagen. And I remember probably coming home at 14 and seeing the little blue box 1551 or 1552 and thinking, okay, yeah, what's that? And so my dad was always kind of probably
guiding you along
the way. Yeah.
Did you do much training?
In my mid-20s, I probably started going to Bosch. Yeah, no, I did start going to Bosch.
Okay.
Yeah, so I run through all their courses.
So these you did them all, did you?
Yeah.
From was it VSC Row 1
That's
or
it,
something?
VSC 1 through to whatever they are now. I don't.
Did you do them?
I did a few of them, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, so I run most of them. I kind of stopped, that journey stopped probably in 2011, 2012. Obviously, I still go on the odd.
Still upskilling yourself today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some ways, yeah. So like the ADAS course, I kind of do that just to get the certification. So.
Do you do ADAS?
Yes.
What's your opinion on ADAS?
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
Do you do it for body shops? Or?
Yeah, so it's mainly body. Yeah. So it's mainly body shops that we do. That's one of the reasons I've always had body shop work, and so we decided. I think I bought the equipment about 5-6 years ago. So
it's come up a couple of times. So if you are doing a job where you are fundamentally affecting the ADAS, are you refusing to do the job unless you do the ADAS?
Oh, this is a funny subject because, if I felt it was detrimentally a safety item to do it, then yes, I would
refuse to do the job.
Or advise the customer to sign something to say that they accept that they have to tell the insurance company, for instance, that.
And do you do many ADAS on retail repairs?
Not too many, no. It's more on body shop stuff currently. If you do a condenser on a Volkswagen Transporter or something, then I'll just do it, but the equipment's there, so it's just...
Right, okay. Yeah. Not necessarily charging for it, just kind of doing it.
Yeah.
Part of the job, yeah.
Just do it.
One of the questions I like to ask people who are in the know about ADAS, if you are, let's say you do the alignment on a vehicle.
Yep.
And the recommendation is do the ADAS. If there's an ADAS, do the ADAS when you've done a wheel alignment.
Yep.
What if you're setting the wheel alignment back to factory settings and the ADAS is expecting that? Would you still recommend? Yeah,
because you don't know what the camera, if it's been calibrated
previously
to its settings.
That'd be under the assumption then that the ADAS is already out regardless of the alignment. Yeah.
So my stance is we just follow the workshop manual that the manufacturer says.
Yeah, do what the manufacturer says, yeah.
But then I can't go wrong. And I can teach all my guys that, rather than, it's very difficult when you've got one rule to one rule.
Yeah. We're in talks with a manufacturer about becoming an approved repair centre, an approved service centre.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I can't say who it is because we've signed one of those NDAs. But I was asking them about ADAS because we don't have ADAS facility in the company at all. And I said, do we need to get it to become approved? And he said, no. All you need to do is print out. So their ADAS calibration is you literally print out on a piece of paper some flags, and you have to place those flags at a certain distance away from the vehicle, and the vehicle will self-calibrate off a printed out flag.
Right. Okay.
And it's just like, is that? And this is a relatively new manufacturer to industry, so it's not these cars are
a red flag to me.
These cars, these vehicles aren't. Yeah, I'd never heard of that before, but when I asked, he said, no, our ADAS whatever is really straightforward.
Yep. So a lot of them, so some manufacturers, are really
dead straightforward.
Yeah.
I think you do see it with like newer manufacturers, like say Tesla, for example. They make things. Well, it seems to me that they make things easier for repair, whereas the manufacturers like BMW or whatever, they obviously want to make it harder because they want to get it back into their own network. Whereas like Tesla aren't really too fussed about the aftermarket. They just want to sell cars and make it easier to get it repaired. And you do wonder if sometimes they they must, like when all the oils changed, it felt like that was almost like a deliberate attempt to make it harder for the aftermarket. You know,
I think a really good example of Tesla in that respect is the key situation with Tesla. You go on the website, you order a key for 50 quid from the Tesla website or 100 quid, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you just program it in, you code it in yourself using your phone.
That's it.
Whereas some other manufacturers, it's £1,000 for a key, and you need to have like all 12 keys and logbooks and all sorts of stuff. It's like, hang on a minute, is it that complicated, or have you made it that complicated?
Yeah, like, why does it need to be 30 different oils or whatever it is for?
No, it's a minefield, isn't it?
ADAS. I don't know.
Yeah,
so it's a funny one.
We run the board. For Volkswagen and stuff, it's just really easy.
Yeah.
We can do a wheel alignment on it, and then do the calibration very quick.
But most of your revenue comes from body shops.
Body shop stuff, and it's just I took the stance that okay, I've got some body shops that want me to do it, so they can pay for the equipment, and then I've got the equipment in the workshop for when we start seeing cars when they come to that age. But it's kind of looking like a lot of them are going to be dynamic. And that's probably where it is, which is an easy way to do it.
I don't know. I just feel funny about ADAS. I feel like some of the companies that are trying to sell it are being very forceful in trying to sell it.
Yeah, I think we got it last year just because of the body shop, but I feel like otherwise missed the boat a bit to kind of pick it up for other trade people, because most people now have got the setup who they use.
There's lots of people that go around in vans.
Yeah, that's it. And from a convenience point of view, you can't really kind of.
So we get a few of them, but normally the ones that we get that the body shops use as vans are ones that they struggle to do.
Yeah.
And then when it comes into us,
then
they're a little bit more difficult. But
so you're saying, you've gone through you started with 05, you started your diag training. Did you say 2005?
About 2005, something like that. Yeah.
And then obviously you moved premises in 2009. So.
Yeah, February 2009. That's when we moved into the workshop. That was 2nd of February, I think. Yeah.
And how was that kind of? Because that was then like during the financial crash, kind of, so to speak, wasn't it? Or part of that time frame, I guess. How was that decision to be made then? And
well, we made a decision probably 2007 when we purchased a piece of land. It was an acre of land. Had no planning for the building, so then we went for the motions of doing pre-apps and the council.
Did you get it at a good price with it without being planning, or was it kind of assumed that it would get
It wasn't
planning?
a good price, no.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it was a good price. Yeah, definitely not. It's on the motor park, so it literally sits behind BMW.
Right.
I think the Peugeot dealer kind of next door was being built at the time.
So it's kind of like no reason why it wouldn't get planning.
Yeah,
so.
well, actually, we kind of thought that, and we went into pre-app and they looked at it and they went, yeah, that's no problem, that's kind of going to be there. And then the highways kind of decided, actually, the roundabout's very busy. So when they held it right back. I think it took 46 weeks, something like that, in the end to get planning. But then obviously, the financial crash or whatever happened in 2008 happened. And then I remember the builder saying, the steel prices are going up. Do you want us to order the steel now, or are you going to risk it? So we ordered the steel before we got planning, which was a bit...
So prices went up, you'd assume that it would have come down, wouldn't you? Because in the crash, not as much being...
Maybe they were just pushing us to get...
I
don't know. But either way, that's kind of what happened. I remember the steel getting delivered.
What was your role in the business at this point when you was expanding?
I was still in the workshop, but probably 50-50, kind of...
In the front and in the workshop?
And steering what the business is kind of doing and where we're going to go.
And how old were you then?
I'd have been about 28, 29.
20, yeah.
And what point did your brother and sister come into the business?
So my brother came in a couple of years after me, so he'd have been 2007-ish maybe.
What's their roles at this point where you're kind of moving premises? What's your technician and front of house? What's your...
Richard was front of house.
Yeah.
Then my sister joined once we moved into the building. Yeah, Lorraine worked in a bank in London, so she's got a totally different...
Oh, really? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and she kind of... I think they lived in London at the time. Then they just moved to Ashford and decided to commute. So Lorraine, joined the business.
Do you all live in Ashford?
Yes.
So she was moving back towards the family?
She was moving back towards the family.
Right,
okay. Yeah. Richard worked front of house. We'd closed the parts department at that point. And when we moved to the site, there was only... we had 2 front of house, yeah.
How many techs?
And 7, probably, I'd have thought.
Oh, okay. So still quite a fair few techs then.
Yeah. And what's Lorraine's role in when she joined the business?
Operations manager, I think it was her title, yeah. Lorraine, because my mum was in the business at the time as well. So my mum done all the accounts and the payroll. So Lorraine took over that.
So it was a full family gig then? Everyone? Mum, dad, sister, brother?
Yeah.
All at the same time?
Yeah, we was all there, yeah.
And it was all smooth sailing?
I can honestly, hand on heart, say we don't have
Fair play.
Like literally, don't have a problem.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe it's because we're in different bits of the business, possibly. I don't know, but we don't really fall out.
You're
argue.
quite laid back and.
Yeah.
That means no.
No, you seem to have a,
Yeah.
Oh no, we're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother's probably a little bit more, maybe a little bit more fiery than me.
Have to be
or
on front
more.
of house.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
He's the one dealing with the customers.
But you know what? My brother's really good at what he does. Yeah, if there's a problem, he's bang on it, and yeah, and I kind of respect that. And
So you move into this site.
Yeah.
All the family are all together, and now you've gone on. At what point do you get to the size you are now? Because it's a massive operation now. So you're 12 technicians now. So you go from 2 front of house and 7 technicians.
Yep.
To 6 front of
So
house.
just very, very gradual.
Yeah.
Building it up.
Yeah, because I
And
guess
it's
that's
very
been
gradual.
over like 15 years, 16 years now in your premises, aren't you? So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm frustrated because I don't think it's grown as fast as
I think every
what I want.
business owner, entrepreneurial person, they always are. People always say like, "Oh, you must be happy with what you've done." It's like, well, I know, I wish we'd done it a bit quicker.
Yeah. So I wish I'd focused a bit more maybe on the business back then. Because bear in mind, to be honest with you, we kind of done some rough calculations on building the building. It wasn't down to the numbers that we kind of know now and what we look at now. It was very much, well, actually,
Bracket.
we could do this, and that's a decision that we made. Yeah, and I remember my dad saying to me and my brother, if it doesn't go quite right, you're happy to work 24 hours a day, yeah, to make this happen. And we're like, yeah, Dad, we're there. Yeah.
So were you two the driving force in making that happen over your dad then, or?
No, all 3 of us, to be fair.
Right. Okay. So he's all in for it.
And we was all there. Yep.
But,
definitely.
But aware that you're gonna have to pull your socks up if needs be.
If need be,
yeah.
we are going to make this happen.
Yeah,
No matter what. Yeah. And to be fair, we moved in there, and I think that we didn't. It just worked, but we didn't push hard enough.
We talked about this before though. Like you can't really think about what if it doesn't, because it's not an option, is it? You got to make it work.
100%.
Yeah. If you start thinking about what do we do if it doesn't, then it's like almost a reason to fail. Then, isn't it? You know.
Yep. No, definitely moved in there, and it worked. And then we employed some more front of house, and a few more technicians come along.
When did you? Are you still an MOT tester?
Me,
Still got your license?
I've never had a license.
You never had a license?
I opted to. It doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
No, it's
Did you ever MOT? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you still got your license?
No.
No.
I feel like that's quite a defining moment in a garage owner's journey.
I think it's when they bought in all that
dropping the
kind of
license. The test.
testing.
Yeah,
stuff
that's
and
when I
whatever,
stopped.
Yeah, my dad only dropped his license last month.
How old's your dad?
74.
Fair play.
And he was like, Matthew, like, I'm not going to take the test. I'm like, Dad, Dad,
Don't worry about it.
you just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
If you feel that's what you still need to do. Then I think he had this thing about maybe trying to be the oldest tester in the UK or something. It's like,
Yeah, there'll be
Book of
some old
world
testers
records.
somewhere.
Yeah,
He'll have a way. You can guarantee
It's
there's
Tim's dad's a tester, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's
He's still
Is he
active,
still- yeah.
still quite an active tester as well.
Yeah, and my dad's quite fun because my dad is like, I'm going to get 100% in that test. I'll get 100%, and it's just like,
Yeah, if you didn't
he's-
get 100%, he's
Oh, is he?
failed.
Right,
he's very much like that. Yeah.
Have you done
Bless
much marketing along that way then to get
No.
the growth? Has it just been natural, organic?
him. Natural.
Are you in a good spot? Have you got a good?
Chimney pots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 140,000.
And you got much competition around you?
Yeah. I'd say we've got quite a
lot.
few fast fits, and there's a lot of independents that are springing up. But we've never really advertised. When we first moved, I guess I was kind of friendly with the newspaper, and they'd ring me like an hour before they would. And they'd go, "Oh, the front page is empty. Do you want it for 50 quid?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Yeah." And every week I had a run of like 6 months where,
Right, okay.
you know, and just stuff like that. And I think marketing was probably more hot on it when we moved. So the local carnival, for instance, we would get the D&D minibus and we would drive around the carnival. My dad would dress up as Stig and the MOT test was a monkey with buckets walking around, and we would do stuff like that. And it was kind of like, that's fallen to the wayside a little bit, and I'd like to steer us back to.
What do you think, like, for the person listening to this who's got a unit and they're ready to make that big jump to the next unit? Because it's got to be work. You did it. You went from how?
We went 3 to 6, like 17, 18 in the whole business, yeah.
So 3 to 6 to 17.
18, yeah.
Yeah, so ridiculous jump.
Yep.
It's quite scary, isn't it, to go basically to double, triple, or quadruple the size.
The size, yeah.
But also, it's kind of not worth it if you're not going to do that, because the cost to move is obviously very expensive to move.
Yep.
What would your advice be to someone who's listening who wants to expand, but that jump just feel like it doesn't make sense financially for them to do it?
Just as we discussed, I think you have to go for it and believe that that can happen.
Or wing it.
But kind of, but obviously you've got to work out that actually what area have you got and how much you're booking at the minute, and I guess what cars do you want to work on? Because that's where the position I'm in at the minute. We don't advertise, but yeah, I'm booked up, and it's kind of like, actually, do I just grow and try and take on more, or do we kind of specialise, go back a little bit and try and specialise and bespoke, make everyone's lives a little bit easier?
Just slow down, get the
A lot
origin
of
piece
people I've been
right up.
speaking to are wanting to do that.
Yes, I think that's a common theme at the minute, but that's only driven to, we try and fix cars to a manufacturer's level,
Yeah.
and that's very difficult, and that probably relies on me being in the business.
Do you feel like you naturally see yourself working on like certain vehicles more than others, or do you literally is it just a real mixed bag?
I guess that VAG specialism is still kind of carried through, though, isn't it?
I really miss it. Yeah, I really miss the days of.
But I bet you're still seeing plenty of VAG cars. Are you? Is that of course we've remembered that? So you still.
So we're still kind of known for doing Volkswagen Audi. I think.
Do you have the VAG dealer tools?
Yeah.
Do you have any dealer tools?
Yeah. So obviously, being a Diag, I have a massive interest in dealer tools and the challenge of getting it running. I've got a vehicle in the workshop and I need to get it set up for pass through. I'll work and I'll make it happen.
What dealer tools do you have?
Otis, so VAG, Mercedes, BMW, Ford, Citroen, Peugeot we run, Vauxhall.
Are you managing all these tools yourself, or do you outsource?
Yeah, so just recently been using Mark.
Oh, Garage Vitals.
Yeah. I spend my time then.
Just doing that, yeah.
Well, it was more of an evening thing. I'll take it home in the evening because, yeah.
Or you come in the morning and you want to do a job and you can't because it's.
And then you just feel the pressure then that you've got to get it going.
What made you stop specialising as such?
No, I think, I was always think about it, what kind of happened. And I believe we started MOT testing in 93-ish. And I think the MOT just built and built and built. And I think that probably washed out.
Well, when you're doing 36 MOTs a day, of any make and model,
then and then it kind of get.
Do you do commercial as well?
Yeah, it's do like commercial.
So the Class 7, are the Class 7 bays?
Yep. So we have one Class 7 bay. That's a pit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Back on the dealer tools, how important would you say it is for an independent garage to have dealership tools now?
Depending on what they want to do, but very important. Yeah. Yeah.
So would you say that there are some problems that you won't be able to fix without them?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's gateway issues that you might have when trying to communicate to a newer vehicle.
Yeah.
So we don't have that problem with a dealer tool. And then the confidence, that knowing that you've actually got a tool that's made for this car and it's going to work and
how have you self-taught yourself on those tools?
Yes.
So are you having to teach your lads to use those tools, or do they just come to you?
I'm teaching my lads. Yeah.
Okay.
So the last 5 years has been about, actually, this can't just be about me all the time having to do this. So, I have 2 or 3 techs. Obviously, I've got a couple of techs that come from from the Audi dealer or Volkswagen dealer.
Oh, no, of course, they just pick the tool up.
So they already know the tool, and they can give us hints and tips. And then my 2 other techs, so I've got another Diag tech, and I've got one in training. And yeah, quite proudly, they just pick the tool up. And they
Are you
use it
sending
without me.
these techs on any sort of Master Tech courses or Diag training courses?
So everyone in my business, apart from one tech, I believe, is going through the Bosch program.
Oh, okay. Brilliant.
So my wife joined the business.
Of course.
A couple of years ago.
More family members.
More family members.
Yeah, of course. Easiest place to recruit from.
That is, yeah. So she jumped in and she does all the training. I tried to do it, and to be honest with you, I failed.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I booked that course, and then a holiday this and a holiday that, and then it was like, that's got cancelled, and then the date's gone, and it was like,
You've got that many people go through training, logistics of it, and then trying to align it with people being off and all that.
And I hate promising people things that, and I can't deliver.
So you guys are fully invested in training then, upskilling the technicians?
100%.
So would you say like your technical capabilities in the workshop are?
So this has been going for 2 years now, and the early courses are quite basic. So hopefully we're getting into the kind of.
Yeah.
How do you do? What sort of time frame? So if you've got a technician that's you want to put through the program. What time frame did you try and kind of do that over?
That's interesting. So the diag tech's quicker than my service techs as such. They do a couple of courses a year.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say within 3 to 4 years.
I was going to say that. The thing is, if you promise someone like, you get 12, 18 months, they're just always, every month you're going to be on a course, aren't you? And
which I have thought about just doing that. And so one of the techs, he was our apprentice and he done it at Bosch. So when you do a Bosch course, Bosch apprenticeship, at the end of it, you get 3 or 4 of the training as part of the package. So he's always it's probably beyond halfway now.
Do you do it direct with Bosch, or is it through like Euro or?
Yeah.
Direct.
We book it with Euros.
Yeah.
Who's your main part supplier?
It's 50-50 actually, GSF or Euros.
Okay.
We have so if you look at my office window, GSF is there.
Right, okay. So convenience. You got a good relationship with both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Back on the technician training, is this sort of upskill program available to all of your technicians? Is it up to them how far they want to go with this?
Yes. So in the one-to-ones, we sit down, have a conversation to say, where do you want to start? So some techs come in, maybe they've been a master tech at a dealer, and sometimes have a stance that they already know everything. So they're like, well, I already know it all. So I'll pick that course.
Do you see a big difference between a dealership master tech and an independent master tech?
Yes, quite often. Depends on the individual.
Okay.
Yeah, it does actually depend on the individual and their mindset on what they think.
See, is a dealership master tech it's obviously going to be focused on a particular make of vehicle, but is it almost to a detriment, or do they still learn, is it very transferable to different makes? I'm completely oblivious to this.
And it doesn't, this depends on the person. So I've taken on someone, but they have struggled to move into all makes, open the bonnet and actually like, wow, what's this or what's that?
It also probably depends on what manufacturer they've come from, because some manufacturer master technician courses are way more hard than others. Like I know BMWs are quite hard to actually get proper. Yep. And then I think they need that one at each site, don't they, as well? There's a dealership standard and you have to do like front of house stuff and everything for master tech, don't you, in BMW? And
oh, really?
You have to be able to role play. I believe so. I don't know, might not be quite right, but you used to have to role play dealing with a customer issue and all that sort of stuff, I think.
That's really, I like that, because that makes the technician, you think that if they've got to communicate an issue to their service advisor, if they've put themselves in the service advisor's shoes, it's a different language.
I'm sure in Europe, it's the path is master tech to then kind of front of house.
Front of house, yeah.
Really?
But it doesn't really happen here.
No. Well, now I think there's a pay is one issue now, isn't it? Because and even from a management point of view, now probably you've got really good master techs could earn as much, if not more, than a manager position. So it's.
How was it for you going? Because you were obviously Vauxhall. Did you get master tech at Vauxhall?
Yeah, and it was, and I remember leaving the dealership thinking, well, that's what I set up my own. I'm fixing all these cars, I'll be all right. And then I quickly realised how much I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Because again, I remember the Vauxhall test plan. You're following this test plan, but you don't really quite know why you're doing what you're doing. Whereas the Bosch and independent training, it's more about understand the system first and how that system works, and just the different tests you learn. I remember, I've said this on the podcast, but just what you can do with a test light bulb, if you know what you're doing with it, you can ground down reference circuits. Whereas in a diddle, if you think you'd ground down a 5-volt reference down to ground, that you're going to blow up some ECU or whatever, but if you actually know what you're doing, you can.
If you understand the circuit, and that's the best thing about probably aftermarket or independent courses, is they teach you the system.
And that one test can save you probably an hour of stripping down looms and pinning out stuff, can't it?
On the Ramp is very proudly sponsored by Castrol and the race group from Certus Energy. Our own business, Lindley's Auto Centres, have been using Castrol products via the race group for at least 10 years. We get our own account manager. They help us set up the oil portfolios across the branches. And there's also someone to ring if we've got any technical queries or general queries. And having that relationship with the account manager, I think, is really important. We get dual branded workwear. So just like what I'm wearing now, we get this free for all members of staff. We get to use the Castrol brand across our entire business. So things like building signage, websites, general marketing, etc. And working with a globally recognized brand like Castrol, I believe, can really elevate your own brand. There's a rewards platform. So for every purchase, we accumulate points that we can redeem against certain items on this reward platform, which is pretty cool. And then there's an integration via our garage management software that allows us to actually see the exact oil product code that should be used in that vehicle, which in today's world and the complexities of oil is actually really helpful. So if you want to learn more about how Castrol can help elevate your business, and you want to learn more about how the race group can help you, then please click on the link in the description below. Thank you.
But it is difficult. So if I give my tech ODIS, for instance, and they use a guided fault finding, they'll just follow. I guess I kind of say if you're following the sat nav to get somewhere, you don't actually know how you got there, but you've turned up here. Whereas,
it's like following a sat nav and then there's a road closed.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to get around the road closure, isn't it?
And that's it. So I'll try and say, look, especially to the tech that we've got in training, that, okay, look at the test plan, but you should be able to decide, actually, I can skip that step because I know that I've already done that test. And so
do you still love Diag?
Yeah.
See, I never...
I don't like doing it during the working day.
Yeah.
But
you like being challenged.
Just when I'm left alone.
On a complicated...
It's a good feeling, isn't it, when you kind of find that fault?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I never got to do it in my career as a tech. It was all mechanical, all engine rebuilding.
Yep.
And never got to experience, like... I've got nothing but admiration, especially in all makes, all models, master tech.
Yep.
Vehicle comes in. Doesn't matter what system it is. There's a process in their head that they've learned, that they follow, and it's like such an art, isn't it?
Yes. Well,
I think it's like a bit of a sixth sense almost sometimes with diagnostics to a degree. As in like assessing it. And
a lot of subconscious stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so you have a mindset of saying, how are you going to tackle this job? And then we kind of go for it. Yep. And so I'm trying to teach that to...
Yeah.
Because otherwise you lose control of the job.
And it can get very expensive.
And then it gets very expensive, and you're like, actually, why are we doing this? Because this is it. And that's probably why maybe being a bit more brand specific, I will still probably do all makes.
Yeah.
I'll do it to a service capability.
Yes.
What do you do if you're putting everyone through training and you sit down on one-to-ones and they all say they want to do diagnostics?
Yeah.
Do you allow them all to go through that then?
They're all happy. I'm happy for them to do the courses because I do believe that if they open the bonnet, we've kind of got to know what's under the bonnet. Yeah,
there's no harm in it, is there?
Definitely. There is no harm in it at all. And who knows, one of them might turn into actually being a really good diag tech. Yeah.
How are you finding recruitment at the minute?
It's a bit funny at the minute. So we've had the Peugeot dealer close to us just recently decided they made everyone redundant. They walked in one day and just said,
"What? It's closed.
You're closed from today. You got 30 days." And then done it to the Audi dealer that's on my estate as well.
We're hearing this is happening quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. So one lunchtime, which is very weird. This never happened and probably will never happen again. I was just having my lunch, just sorting out whatever I was doing. And one of the front of the house come out and said, I've got some people in reception who want to talk to you.
Some people.
Yeah, or whatever.
A flock of technicians has just landed.
There was. I walked out into the reception. There's three Peugeot technicians all standing there. We all want a job.
Did you go put a ticket on the lottery that night as well?
Well, to be fair, as soon as I'd heard that some dealers were shutting, I just turned the D&D adverts on just to see. Well, let's see what. And one of the Audi techs applied actually, and I took him on. But yes, I had an abundance about a month ago, and it just turned out that I put the advert on, and a guy that I'd been kind of talking to over the years that worked for BMW, he then said, "Oh, I've seen your advert." Like he texted me, but I kind of catch up with him with a coffee. Yeah, just trying to get the door open to kind of see if So he come along, and now I'm like, I haven't got any ramps for all these texts, and then I've got this frustration of just like, I've got to build a building like really quick, and
you need to house these techs that are on your doorstep.
So then I authorised to have a couple more ramps, kind of put in, and then hopefully next month or so.
So how many ramps have you got?
There's 15 at the minute, but I'm taking one out to put 2 in, so that'll be 16. Yeah.
So you're thinking about moving premises again then, or?
I won't move. I can't imagine, but the site that we're on, we've got about 130 odd parking spaces.
Oh wow, that's good.
So, like for parking,
that's really good for 11,000 square foot to have that amount.
I've got a huge amount of parking, and some days you ask them, we can't park, and it's like
it's always no matter how much you've got, you fill it.
It's really funny actually.
Just drop it off, and it's like
Just yesterday we started looking at number of parking spaces, number of technicians, and number of ramps as ratios of each other.
Yeah,
that's quite a healthy ratio that you've got then.
Yeah.
What's that, 8-to-1, something, 8 parking spaces for every ramp, something like that. I mean,
Right,
don't know what's ideal. 3 or 4-to-1 minimum, would you say?
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
definitely, I would have said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't take many dead vehicles on ramps.
I guess
does
it's
it?
like anything. If you've not got less, you just deal with it, don't you? And don't take on the work that's going to cause you more problems.
Yeah,
or-
but I mean, I think you've been there where you see a unit, you think, oh, I love that unit. It's got space for 6 ramps, but there's only 12 parking spaces. You think, oh, I'll make that work.
Well, our
And
first,
you can't
our
make
first
it
unit
work.
was like that. We had 5 ramps, and officially there was 9 spaces. So we ended up having parts all around the estate on double yellow lines.
Well,
and,
It just doesn't work, does it?
But that was our old site.
Yeah.
And so I've seen some units, and I go look at it. I'm thinking, oh, it's only got 10 spaces. Then I'm thinking, there's a multi-story car park across the road, and and then.
But then it all adds cost.
Yeah.
It all reduces
inefficiencies,
efficiency.
Yeah, and that's kind of So now we've kind of grown the workshop. It's kind of like then I've got units across the road, so I started looking at the units, thinking I'll just take a unit on across the road and move diag into the unit just across the
Just
road.
like a diag specialist
Just
unit.
and then the cost of the unit, and then I don't know, going a bit of a tangent, and then my next door neighbour's an architect, so he's done me some drawings to maybe build another building on the site that we're on.
Okay, so sacrificing your parking spaces for
Yeah.
a building.
So I had some drawings done to maybe put 4 commercial bays in.
That's a good way to eat your parking spaces up.
Commercial vehicles, yeah.
Yeah, I eat them up because I've got spare space. I buy stuff and.
Have you got an abundance of old vehicles?
Well,
or
I've done an abundance, but I have a few that.
Yeah.
I
And you end up having like staff, technicians, all of a sudden it's like, hang on a minute, whose car's that? And
Yep.
I remember where I used to work, like, oh, yeah, that's Leo's. And then the boss would come with like, Leo, there's 4 cars on there. I was like, yeah, I'll get a move
We've
this
had,
weekend.
we've had that with our staff over the years.
Yeah, so kind of like I could cover them, and yeah,
So you've got an interest in pushing more towards commercial then?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We've just opened a commercial site. You're massive into commercial, aren't you?
Yeah, we do a lot of commercial.
I kind of feel we've lost a few contracts because of our lead time, and
What's your lead time?
at the minute probably 3 or 4 weeks. Or
God, it's mental with that many technicians and stuff to have that long a lead time. Because most
Yeah.
ours is only like never more than like a week. And normally it's the smaller sites have longer lead times.
Well, you can argue that 3 or 4 weeks is too long
100%, and that's why I'm thinking, well,
because you run the risk of it. And I have to ask immediately is why have you not put your prices up if it's 3 or 4 weeks
Yeah, that's
lead
good.
time?
so
Don't know what it's charging yet. Might already be.
I can still ask the question.
yeah, no, and that's true,
Yeah.
and probably more about being brave because I don't want to upset
What's
The-
your labour rate?
£88. Yeah,
It's I think the problem you have, and across lots of Facebook forums, you'll see people saying they've got like a 4-week lead time, and
Yep.
it's okay. You're in high demand. I get it. It's great. The
Yep.
problem is you'll find there'll be some customers who are high value customers
Yep.
who aren't that organised, who don't want to wait 4 weeks.
no,
They're willing to pay £100 an hour, but because they can't get in for 4 weeks, they're just going to go somewhere else.
yeah, 100%.
And
right.
you'll end up with customers who are just happy to pay just enough, and they're happy to sit in the queue for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
And yeah, I think everyone would like to have a longer wait time, but it does get to a point where it is.
And it does
it's a
frustrate because
negative.
I can see customers are like, actually, I can't wait that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one
and
in
you
the
lose
fleet
customers.
because when we got more into van and commercial customers a couple of years ago, one of our USPs is that someone can just almost pop in and we'll do something for them almost straight away to a degree, or you're quite quick to get it on and turned around. But it's a
almost
double-edged sword, though, isn't it? Because I would also welcome being booked up for 2 weeks in advance. So,
Yeah. You almost want the balance of, like you said, charging just enough to not be really overbooked.
so whilst we're like a week, kind of probably maximum, but we're very rarely at a point where we're quiet. We've just been a bit quieter in April, but I think almost
Everyone
everybody
has,
has been a little bit. But
I think a week's the sweet spot.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I
It
agree.
gives you the confidence as a business owner that you've got that runway. It's not going to drop off.
Yeah.
And I think most customers will wait a week.
Oh, wait, yeah.
But 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, if you're 3 weeks now, I'm going to guess in October you're going to be 4 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
longer.
Probably around that time, yeah.
And the problem is, how far in advance do you have to start reminding customers their MOTs due?
Yeah, exactly.
you,
So,
This is your 8-week reminder.
so the MOTs are not really too much of a problem, but it's kind of run like a bit of a separate business, really.
Right. Okay.
And we can probably get an MOT in same day, next day.
I see.
And obviously we leave bandwidth kind of in the diary to
I was going to say,
aim for failures.
How much do you book in your day? How many hours do you book to, or what percentage?
Well, it's about 30 hours, I think you book in a...
Out of... How many hours have you got available?
12 techs. About 90 odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're leaving quite a lot of space each day.
But we have a lot of drop off and leave it stuff, and the MOT failures and stuff like that.
So whilst you are booked up, that you could juggle something around.
I could juggle something around.
And I'm assuming of those vehicles that you're booking in, then you're obviously doing VHCs.
Yes. Well, okay. Yeah.
Was it a convincing yes? Was it?
So half of my techs are. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So it's only been recently we probably properly introduced it. We've kind of been doing them, but I've introduced one tech at a time.
Yep.
Because the front of the house won't.
I think that's a good way of doing it. I speak to garages every week about starting VHC, and they almost want to just go with a bang.
Yeah.
And actually
I'm just aiming for failure.
We're doing that at our Ford site at the minute. I think we've kind of got 3 people. They sort of do it, but most time people say, yeah, we do it on cars that we service. I was like, well,
that's not a health check.
Yeah. So yeah, we're slowly bringing it in.
Yeah. So I can quality control it if I do it like that. I can look at the time they're taking and what they're picking up and what they're not.
So to run a workshop with, 12, how many techs did you say? 12 techs?
12, yeah.
12 techs. And you said you got 6 admin or 6 non. Yeah. What's the structure of those people? So your front of house team, they're not obviously just all service advisors, or are they all service advisors? Like what's the actual
so one's
structure?
Front of house manager, then there's a deputy manager.
So you got a manager, assistant manager.
Yeah.
These are just front of house managers.
Yeah. That's
okay.
And do they deal with customers still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are they managing the technicians as well?
No.
Right.
So I have 2 workshops. So my brother does, workshop control.
Okay. Yeah.
And he does quality control with that. And recently we took on one of our techs, moved over to be a workshop supervisor.
Okay.
So
is that like a foreman?
Like a foreman type role, but obviously trying to get the timekeeping.
So has he gone off the tools completely and he's just helping the other technicians be more productive?
Yep, and quality control and help assisting my brother in loading the workshop.
So you've mentioned quality control a few times then. Is QCing a big part of what you do?
Part of what we do.
So what does that process look like?
So when the techs finish a job, they hand a job in, and then at least minimum, most cars will make sure the parts in the right place, they're clean, they're ready to go. If not, if it's a bigger type job, then we'll probably road test it, put it on the ramp, double check, got no oil leaks, bits and pieces like that.
So you've got someone physically double checking the work that the technicians have done?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you find one of the issues that we've, not necessarily issue, but trying to figure out how to get right, when we had somebody in the workshop doing control and then kind of like a front of house manager, was that communication? Front of house manager would be getting some work authorised and then speaking to which control, and they're like, we can't get that done. And it's like, well, we need to get it done. And so now Amy's our service manager, she's taken on control herself, so that when the front of house are together and it's like, right, we've just got this authorised, she's like, yeah, okay, put that there, done.
Yep. So
that was one of the battles we had, was that communication, and also the dynamic between the front of house team want to kind of get the work authorised, get it done and gone. Technicians like, how's that going to happen?
Yeah, so we're always going to get that, and yes, we have the same. I hear my brother going like, I'm not sure where I'm going to find these magic hours from. Yeah. It's
a genuine challenge.
It's a genuine challenge,
yeah.
And it kind of happens in the end anyway. And you can always juggle around bits and pieces and kind of, especially when you've got some bigger jobs on the go, that gets shunted back maybe slightly. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the minute we've, moved it probably 2 or 3 months ago, and it seems to be working okay at the minute. But yeah.
Yeah.
So back to this front of house setup then. Front of house manager, assistant manager, workshop controller, workshop supervisor, and are the other 2 just service advisors then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2 service advisors, a front of house manager, assistant manager, workshop controller, workshop supervisor.
No, sorry, no. So we've got 6, and then the 2.
Oh, so there's 8 really
8,
then.
Really, yeah.
So okay, so 4 service advisors.
Yep.
An assistant manager.
And a manager.
And
2 people running.
And then a workshop controller and a workshop supervisor.
Yep.
Wow.
So you've got 8 to 12.
8 to 12. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yep. Obviously, a lot of this is new in the past, probably 8 months.
I think it's great. It's great. And for you to be able to get 12 technicians doing VHCs, you're going to need that team on front of house to deal with it.
We're gonna need that. Yeah.
Wait to see what happens to your lead time. You're busy now.
That's why we need to buy workshops.
Yeah, more workshops. Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because you do either. I do think that when demand is so high, you naturally want to expand into the demand, but it's not always the right thing to do.
No, it's not. And I'm probably sitting on the fence, kind of thinking, well, do I just try and push? So I've tried some diag on Pacific brand. So I kind of said, look, I have said, Monday and Wednesdays, I'm happy to be in a workshop.
Yeah.
You can book me 2 diag on a Monday and 2 diag on a Wednesday, but you can only book me VAG, Mercedes, BMW, or JLR vehicle.
Okay.
So you've decided that you're only working on those vehicles.
That is all
efficient.
Whether I do it or someone else does it, we're just seeing.
And when you're in the workshop, are you using that time to coach someone, or are you doing the job?
50-50.
Right. Okay.
It just depends on the load for the day.
So on the Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, then what are you doing in the business?
Walking around aimlessly, thinking, what should I do? No, I'm trying to work on the business.
It's looking for land.
I'm looking for land. I'll probably end up back in the workshop on some of them days.
Are you in addition to the 12 techs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you 2 apprentices and 12 techs. Yeah.
Yep.
So when would you say you fully assumed the position of running the business side of the business? When did you step back from the workshop and
are you doing that kind of collectively with your brother and sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. So you.
So Richard is still working in workshop control, and that's kind of what he does, and that's where it is. I run any ideas that are going to happen. I do run past them, but it's
a team.
But it's a team.
Yeah.
As
it's
such.
almost like the board, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's quite loose because it was just kind of all they're kind of doing it. Then Lorraine, so she joined the business in 2010 with a big corporate hat on, and it was like, okay.
Welcome to small business.
But I don't know. 15 years later, we have moved probably more into that way of thinking.
I think there's a lot. I mean, me and Leo have spoken about this quite a lot. There is corporate's a nasty word, isn't it? But actually, there's so much positive stuff that happens in a corporate business that you can bring to small business whilst keeping
it's a structure, isn't it?
It's a structure. That's a better way of corporate structure.
Yeah.
Not a corporate
culture.
Look
at structure in whether it's an army or a police force. Everywhere has structure, government.
Yeah.
And so structures do work. You know?
And to be fair, Lorraine's brought that wealth to us.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's been pulling her hair out, probably trying to drag us kind of.
So do you guys have structured meetings once a week or once a month to sit down and discuss what's gone wrong, what's gone right,
and numbers review, accounts reviews? That sort
how of thing. How are those decisions happening? How are you making progress?
So we do have meetings.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I'll probably hold them back a bit because sometimes I'm not always there. But yes, we have regular meetings to kind of catch up and make these decisions.
How often?
On what we're doing. So I have them penciled in weekly to have reminders that send me to say
pencil.
Attend once,
they're
once a month.
penciled in and the rubber comes out.
Fair, I'm bad at meetings as well. Meeting comes around,
I do make them happen, but they're just not as regular as probably.
The thing is about these meetings, yes, they are a pain in the arse most of the time, but it is the odd meeting where that progress happens, isn't it? It's like if you don't respect that hands off, sat in an office having a conversation.
Yep.
How do you actually make positive change?
And you need a meeting to chase the change.
The change.
Otherwise, it gets talked about and then dropped.
Yeah.
I probably have more ad hoc meetings.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, without knowing, we're half hour. We're talking about, look, this is what we're going to do and where we're going, and
that's true.
And so there's a lot of them, which is probably not making things happen fast enough because we're not sitting there constructively around a table.
Do you enjoy the business side?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. That's a bit that probably the last 6 or 7 years I've probably been focusing a bit more on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's if I was to say to you 5 years from now, where do you want to be? What would ideal look like for D&D and yourself?
I have the team, which I have an excellent team now, but they're running the site, and I'm probably running another site.
Okay, so it's expansion.
I would like 100%.
Second site, yeah.
Second site. I still have the old garage.
How far away is that?
1.5 miles.
Oh, right.
Why have you not opened that?
Well, we did actually.
Oh, okay.
We split parts.
Still full of parts. So what happened is we decided to actively keep renting it because we didn't want another garage to move in there. And then obviously a year later, they kind of said, "Do you want to buy it?" Okay, so we purchased it. Then we opened it as an MOT testing station. But I'll take the blame for it. Probably wasn't on the ball enough, and decided that we just focus on our main site. So I closed it, and now I rent the site out. And then I wander around looking for another workshop.
So there's tenants in that site?
Yeah.
How long is their lease?
It's short. So I can.
So without asking the obvious, then you're looking for units and you've got one.
But yeah, these are kind of, the buildings are getting old and they're a bit like not my mindset of looking.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit like.
Yeah, but it's your building.
Yeah.
I mean, you just chuck some cladding on the front of it.
Well, that's So
it's amazing what you can do with an old building.
Yeah. So the parking's an issue now. So one of the reasons we was actively looking, because we knew that double yellow lines were going to go up the road.
Right.
So it was like.
And they did.
And they're there now. Although the site now, they've built apartments galore around it.
Yeah.
It's like this little old garage in the middle with all these brand new apartments, like thousands of them. A Lidl's
build
gone
some
across the road.
apartments. Build some apartments instead.
Oh, don't. After that's a different conversation.
Okay.
We've gone for planning the bits and pieces and yeah. So that hence I went into short term, just leasing it out.
Okay.
But now I kind of like, I had a chat with the accountant a couple of months ago, and we sat there in a meeting with them, and it was like, well, why don't you just open up your old site and yeah. But the parking is the issue, so it's kind of like I'd have to knock one of the buildings down just to
get the parking.
Just to get the parking on
what
site.
What would your goal be of having it? What's the reason for wanting a second site? What's the kind of goal?
Because I want to do it myself, I think, in a
But
way. I think there's something burning desire that I'm just not going to be happy till I've ticked that box and done it.
Is that going to freeze in, Leo? You like that reason?
Yeah.
You always ask.
Literally, I think about it all the time, and I quite often get asked the question, "Well, why? Like, you've got this."
Sometimes there is just an itch, isn't there? That,
and then it's like, well, what am I going to do? I spoke to HiQ probably 10 years ago about turning it into a HiQ site, and I never made that happen. That's when it was an MOT station. Then it was like, well, actually, I could do Diag. I could just do it another D&D, or do I call it another name? And I'm kind of like,
speak to this man.
Yeah.
He's done it every which way, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends if you're gonna have like a different. I was talking to Mark Cat about this the other week, and if you're having a different kind of
DNA.
type of work, different. If it's something different, then brand it something differently, basically.
Because I guess D&D, your reputation is, from what you've said today, is like your skill set around Diag is very hard to replicate.
Yeah.
So it can't literally be another D&D.
Well, it doesn't make sense if you've got that demand at your current site now, is kind of take the Diag out of there, fill it with the bread and butter work and bands or whatever, and then D&D can then feed straight away your new business.
Yeah.
This is why I love 1.5 miles for me is like the perfect distance for the second site.
Yeah.
Because it's far enough away that you'll pick up a new customer base.
Yeah.
But it's close enough that if you don't, it's just a satellite site.
It's a satellite site, yeah. And that's and that site is in the town centre pretty much. Like literally.
So you're going to get a new customer base. So you can walk to the high street.
You can walk to the high street from there.
Yeah. So you're going to get a certain type of customer base that you won't get where you are now.
Yeah. And that was always the worry when we moved from that site to this site, is that we always had a customer that would walk in the town for.
And I guess if you did Diag over there, but you get somebody coming in saying, "Can you service my car?" So we don't hear, but take it to D&D's, or you could do it there.
Just do a service,
do a service, yeah.
So when's the opening date?
Let's.
Apparently, the price of cladding's going up.
I'll be there then. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So expansions on the cards then.
100%. Yeah. I won't be able to stop until that happens. But at the same time, I feel that I don't want to leave the workshop.
So clearly you're still enjoying it then, because you still want to kick on. You know when they're done.
Yeah, 100% enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. There's days I think, wow, what?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Yeah.
We're all entitled to those days.
Yeah.
It's part of this industry.
It's probably been hard since I've got a fairly young family, and obviously there's guilt there that I want to see them grow up, because I've had loads of, my front of house manager is like, Matthew, whatever you do, make sure.
So is that another option, that you get the business running itself, and less is more, charge more what you're doing, earn a bit more money, do a bit less, and
and that's one of the options. I mean, we're in the fortunate place of
you own the premises.
The own premises, and you know, and that's kind of where we are.
How hard is that to do, though? You're in this situation where you got this great business, you got opportunities everywhere, and I think a garage owner that's doing well within a single site, there is so much opportunity. If you want it.
Yeah, and I'm frustrated because I'm probably letting it go year by year.
Yeah.
And I've built up a lot of frustration.
To be fair, I think if you can do that and have somebody else, so say it's going to be a diagnostic centre and you can put somebody else in there, so it's not that, so you're not having to be there and you're running that business and making the decisions, then it doesn't matter. There's no reason why you can't then still have time or work from home a day a week or whatever. Whereas if you go into it in the mindset that I'm going to be fixing these cars, then it's
that's different. I wouldn't do that because that's not the idea. I enjoy doing a diag job. I don't get nothing, but I still get the buzz from it.
In which case, my goal was always have a business that kind of runs itself, so to speak, and that's always been the goal since day one. So if that's the vision, then there's no reason why. Crack on.
I think there's another really good side effect of expanding as well. Is that, I mean, how big's your team? It must be 20, 25 people.
25.
Yeah. There'll be people within that team who are ready for more.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
You know, and if you get another site, you're naturally opening up 2 or 3 management positions. Either in an existing site or in the new site.
And probably staff probably holds it back to some degree. I know I've just mentioned that I had technicians standing at the door, but that's not been the norm for the last few years. Certainly been challenging.
And again, with that work demand you've got and you own the premises up the road.
Get on with it.
Get on with it. Yeah,
get on with it.
Garage Drive works well with site. You can track it all that way you are. You can still book it all from one location, couldn't you? Technically, all the phone calls go into one place and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so that's we've over the last several months we've been building that central team. So there's a massive whole feature set in Garage Drive that allows you to centralize all of that function and just do it remotely. So it really does lend itself to it.
And to be fair, the main site we got has got all them systems in place, and it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. And
right. So you're thinking about your 3-hour drive home then?
Yeah. We'll see you in a year's time.
I think about it all the time. Yeah. It's constant. Yeah.
Anything else you want to? I mean, we've already been going over an hour already. So is there anything else that you want to? Anything else you want to bring up?
Nothing really along the story. We obviously then we built the garage, and there we are. We've had technician struggles along the way. In 2015, I think 4 of them went to the railway because we got railway in Ashford.
Yeah, so during that, going backwards a little bit, so you moved in 2009. You're now where you are 16 years later. Has there been how has that journey been fairly kind of plain sailing, or have you had some big kind of problems along the way?
I wouldn't say we had some big problems. I've had technician shortages here, there, and then probably as later years, trying to find a diag tech has been a challenge.
Is that why you've gone down the training route as well?
That's one of the reasons we've gone down the training route. I'm very fortunate a diag tech I've got at the minute is very good, and he's focused on, and he's going through all the training. And
so how far are you from, is it Uxbridge?
Yeah, it's a couple of hours.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's not too far.
What's Uxbridge? Is that where the training?
That's where the Bosch training centre is. They've moved it to Denham now, I think. But
they?
Yeah. So they've probably been the main challenges that we've had, than me not building it up. Yeah.
And Dad's still around. Dad's still in the business.
Dad's still around. He refuses to
retire.
Say he's retired, but.
It'll be you soon, though. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, it's soon coming.
You'll be the one still around, and,
and they're going to go away.
Your lad will be running the business.
Yeah. But it's always good to see my dad come in, and
I love it. I think it's really
brilliant. Good. And I think everyone in the business likes to see my dad. And it's like, Dad, you're stopping the technician now. It's like, So coming because we have a permanent driver that we do collection and deliveries and bits and pieces.
Do you do a fair bit of fleet?
So one year, no, at the minute.
Okay.
So we was on one link, and we did do a fair bit of fleet. But when obviously we talk about the numbers and bits and pieces, it was like, actually I'm going to focus on retail because our lead time.
Busy,
So I stopped that short term. But yeah, we actually built up fleet quite well.
You need a fleet site too, then.
Need a fleet site too. Yeah. Yeah. So the opportunities are 100% there. Yeah. It's just, don't know. Just making it happen, really. It's kind of.
Well, we'll see you in a year's time when you've got 2 new sites.
Yep.
You're back doing fleet.
It's just that extra level of dealing with colleagues, isn't it? You know, staff find them, and
that's what I think, that your ability to grow is how much you can put up with HR issues. It's kind of,
yeah, but do you think when you get to a certain number, do you think, well, it's all
no.
No.
The more it gets,
it's just more. Yeah, it's just
we're on.
Damn, I was hoping.
No.
We're on just over 80 now, and I think every week there's nothing bad. There's just always something going on.
Yeah,
no, and you have to become less emotional about
Definitely.
it. Like I can remember vividly when I was early 20s, someone leaving the business. First person in the 6 or 7 years that I'd been there that left the business, and like the emotional impact, like, hang on a minute, why are you leaving the business? How can you possibly have your own life outside of the business?
I probably still think that.
Yeah.
I question why,
Yeah.
And I had a good period where actually a lot of people that did leave the business were leaving to do something else, go to college or do that. And I was kind of happy that they wasn't leaving to go to a competitor.
Go somewhere else.
But when they go to a competitor, I take it to heart.
Yeah, that's something you just have to stop doing.
Yeah, no,
because,
I get that.
People are on their own journey, they're on their own path. It's their own thing. Yeah.
But I always, I like to keep doors open, and I like to wish everyone well.
And that's the key. Well, wish them well.
Yeah.
Hopefully shake their hand. Hopefully they don't screw you over and don't work the notice or something like that. And
But I was saying this yesterday talking to Jen, because I was saying at some point you've got a head of people kind of person. At some point we'll be there, but then it's kind of like you look at that as a big salary, but then I'm thinking out of probably 2 of our managers maybe spending 20% of their time dealing with that sort of stuff. So if you had a people person and they could just go and focus on the operations, the sales, it's like what you're missing out there.
I think that a good head of people, or whatever role you want to call them, they should easily pay for themselves in either filling that vacancy. You have one technician short in 1 month. What does that cost you in labour sales? 10k cheap gross profit, something like that.
So what can they do though that helps you speed up or get that technician? Just being on the ball,
energy.
Yeah,
and it's proactively, like you mentioned earlier, you kept going for a coffee with that tech. It's doing that en masse. It's like just speaking, just constantly being in touch with people and constantly being there.
So in the note sections on my phone, I've got technicians that.
But this is brilliant.
That's
the black book.
I keep all their numbers, and I've gotten roughly what they've done, of a brief abbreviation of their CV, and kind of occasionally I contact them.
And then the next thing is, if you look at one of the things that I think people can forget to budget for is like paying people's notices. So if you are recruiting badly and you're churning through staff and you're not retaining staff, like the cost of notice so expensive.
I remember our old finance director used to work at Sittner's, and when we're doing budgets or accounting, that they had like a metric in there for, they'd always have like one tech like down or whatever, because you're always going to be recruiting someone basically. So if you've got 15 technicians, do your forecast based on kind of like less, because you're always going to be down.
There's always going to be some churn.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I look at it thinking, actually, do I just have additional bodies now, just to have additional bodies? I think 2 technicians running sick yesterday, and obviously that causes...
There is a lot to be said on a law of averages with holidays and sickness, being overstaffed on the technician front. Even if the tech's not a high producer, having a low productive technician is better than none.
Or using something we're considering more, which we don't because of the cost, but it's that double-edged sword thing again, is using the agencies. We can pay someone to come in for a week,
like
to cover,
or something like that.
Yeah. Because I know they're expensive, but it's like, what are you losing by not having that?
Yeah. And we've used agencies, and my dad's like, well, got an agency, you're paying this amount of money to kind of...
Yeah.
But if that ramp's empty, then... It's empty for 2 months. It's kind of like...
Yeah, I thought it that way though. With a head of people person, what you're losing on, and it's even the lag. Like we'll say, right, let's get a job advert live, and then it takes 2 or 3 days, and then also being on the ball with applicants coming through.
He's totally focused on that.
I'm going to apply for a job.
Well, do you want? You just
mystery shop your process.
Speak to them. Sit down with Paul and Joe.
I want to get like a careers website done as well, and some videos and that sort. I guess they could just go and head up all of that, couldn't they? So, yeah.
It's been, he's made a massive difference, a huge difference to us. And if I look at the uptick in our performance across the company, there's lots of things. Engagement, I think, is probably the primary reason.
Does that come from Paul as MD as well, though?
Yeah. But it's there is, without any doubt in my mind, he's had a significant impact on filling vacancies.
The head of people guy.
Significant impact.
And how much is Paul talking to? Is it Joe, your head of
Joe?
Yeah. How much are they kind of
All the time. All the time. Yeah. Paul has really coached Joe in that role. Joe's very people oriented. Like he's definitely a people person. But
and does he get out and around or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the size of your business, you're definitely.
Well, that's what Andy. I know we're going off a tangent here.
Sorry.
Andy, who's joined us as the chief commercial officer, he's spending probably 25% of his time
with people,
going around chatting. But he's good at that role, so it's finding somebody else that can be as good at that to let him then go and
And there's lots more he does as well. It's not just recruitment. There's a lot more around it. But yeah, you have to spend some time with him. That'd be cool. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast. No, thank you so much. I know you were up here anyway, weren't you? Having some training.
Yeah, some training. We've
been trying to organise this for quite some time, and finally got it over the line.
Bounced around a bit, but yeah, that's cool.
You've got an awesome business. Quite unique in that a family business that everything's fine.
No, everything's fine. It's
you all get along perfectly well.
Which is no one's going to believe it, but we actually honestly do.
Props to the parents. They've obviously brought you up in a really good way. Yeah, great business. Really looking forward to you opening this new site.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
I'll be watching closely.
Wait till my brother and sister hear this. They'll be like,
what have you done? Yeah. Sorry, guys.
You can send them a link on the way home.
They already know this. Yeah.
Do they? Awesome. Cool. Right. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, guys.
Good to chat. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank
you, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.